All right. In the other videos, we learned how to do these two from angle terminology level 0. One of them went over, the other video went over this part of angle terminology level 1. This video will cover this one and this one because they both involve algebra, so the main focus will be how do we do this algebra? Let's take a look at this. This is similar to what we just did in the previous one, but we have to do some algebra. So first, I assume you've looked at the other video and known how to do that. If we did, we'd recognize that these three are all form a line, so they add up to 180, okay? It is not quite a linear pair because there's three of them, and you need two, only two are part of a pair. But we can still say there's three of them that are on the right side of this line, so we can say they add up to 180. Here's our equation. N plus 6 plus 90 for the right angle plus 2n plus 3 is equal to 180. Okay, that's our setup. Our next step is combine like terms. That means if they're anything with an n in front of it, next to it, we're going to add them together. So this is, if it's just a single n, imagine there's a 1 here. So this is 1 plus 2. Usually you won't see a 1 though, so it's just going to look like this, and you have to recognize there is a 1 here. So this together makes 3n. And let's add up everything else on this side. We have a 6, a 90, and a 3. So let's 690, that's 99, equals 180. Next, we want all the n's on one side and everything else on the other. So I'm going to subtract this 99. This is called balancing the equation, where I remove 99 from one side, so I have to remove it from the other side. Why do I remove 99? That way this 3n can be by itself. So 99 minus 99 is 0. So I have 3n. You can say plus 0, but it's redundant because 0 is 0. And we subtract that, so we get 3n equals 81. Finally, the question is, if we have 3 n's, that's 81, what's 1 n equal to? And we can divide this part, we divide both sides by 3. So it's going to look something like this. Divided by 3, divided by 3. It's really hard to write with this thing though. Alright, I'm going to type it out. Divide by 3, divide by 3. Okay? Cool. And if we do that, we have 3 divided by 3 is 1n, or just n, equals to 81 divided by 3 is 27. So it's asking for n is 27. And they go over the algebra steps too, if you need to look over. They describe it with a bit words that are more fancy, but the concept is still the same. They also remove the 90 right away. You still same thing though. You combine all the n's together, n plus 2n, you have 9, combine this. You subtract 9, so you have all the n's on one side, everything else on the other side, and then you divide by 3. Let's do another one. This one's more straightforward in that we don't have that little right angle in the middle, but we do just need these two add up to 90. So we can do a 6c minus 6 plus 2c plus 8 equals 90. That is our setup because these are in a right angle, they're complementary, they add up to 90. Next is we want all the c's together, okay? So 6c and 2c, 6 plus 2 is 8c's. This is a negative 6 or minus 6. This is a plus 8. You add those together, you get plus 2. And on the other side is 90. don't forget to be careful about your signs, okay? That was a -6. So you don't add 6 and 8, you add -6 and 8. Next, I subtract 2 from both sides. I get 8c is equal to 88, and I divide by 8, okay? So I'm going to put this as a symbol for divide by 8. And we get c is equal to 11. Cool. The last step is you want only one c. So that's why you divide by 8, okay? These form a linear pair, so these would have to add up to 180. Our setup is 6x plus 4 equals 9x minus 4, okay? Oh, no, not equals to. Added to that equals 180. That is our setup. I won't go over the rest of the problems, or the rest of the problem, and because I think the algebra from the previous two is sufficient. That's the setup though. So let's continue, see if there's anyone with vertical. I don't see any problems that are vertical. So I guess this is just complementary and linear pair. Let's see if there's any of the examples. Nope, that's all of them. Okay, so we've got a taste of algebra with that one and how to set up the equations. Next, let's take a look at this one, where it's a bit trickier, okay? This time we don't have pictures, we just have words. Let's do one of them together, okay? If A and B are complementary, keep in mind complementary angles add up to 90. So with that in mind, we just add up A and B, and we're going to get 90. 2x minus 13 plus 4x minus 5. That's A and B. Equals 90, okay? Same thing as before, we combine like terms. We have 2 and a 4 for the x's. We have a minus 13 and a minus 5, which makes it minus 18, equals 90. We want all the x's on by itself, so we add 18 because minus 18 plus 18 is 0. Add 18 here, so we can get 6x equals 108. Because what we add to one side, we have to add to the other. And then we say x is equal to, what is this? 118. But we are not done here, okay? Where do I answer where do I put in the answer here? There we go. We are not done here because it's not looking for the value of x. It says find the measure of angle B. So we have to plug x and plug it back in here, which means we have to take 4, we have to multiply it by x, which is 18, and then we have to subtract 5. Angle B equals 4 times 18 minus 5. So that's 72 minus 5, which is minus 5 equals 67. Obviously, you should use a calculator if you need to, okay? Don't try to do everything in your head. I don't even know if I got it right or not. But I did. Luckily, I did. Great. Let's try one more. So the terms you need to know are complementary. That's up to 90. Supplementary to 180. Linear pair also adds up to 180. And vertical, they equal each other. So how do we set this one up? We do it like this. 2x minus 4 equals 4x minus 30. Why? Because they are vertical angles. They are congruent or equal in value. Equal in size and equal in value, in the value of their measurement. So in this case, we want all the x's on one side. So let's take away, there's more x's on the right side, so let's take away the 2x here, which we get negative 4 equals 2x minus 30. And we want all the numbers on one side, so let's add 30 because all the 2x's are on that side. And finally, we get 26 equals 2x. Divide both sides by 2. We get x equals 13. This time it says find the value of x, so that's all we need. So we submit it, and we're done. Let's see what other types of problems. So supplementary, you add these up. I'm going to show you the setup. 7x plus 10 plus 7x minus 26 equals 180. That's how you set up supplementary angles. And let's check for any other types of problems, okay? I think that's it, though. Supplementary, complementary, and vertical. I think those are the only types, okay? Yes, they are. So you don't even have linear pairs. It's supplementary, complementary, and vertical. If it's complementary, you set them up to add up to 90. If it's supplementary, you set them up to add up to 180. And if it's vertical, you set them equal to each other. And finally, don't forget to look at what they're looking for at the end. Looking for measure of angle A, so you need to plug x back in here to find the measure of angle A. And that's it for algebra review. Like and subscribe. Have a nice day. Bye.